So welcome to TechnoDadLife, where we build, learn, and create as a community. And on today's episode, we have something very special for you. So we're going to be reviewing what I think is the best cube case for this year. And so basically what I was looking for was something that was easy to assemble, was quiet, and was not very expensive. And so I think I found it. And if you like this video, make sure you like, and if you haven't already, subscribe. And here we go now. And a special thanks to all my patrons who, without your support, this channel would not be possible. Thank you. And if you haven't already, please check out my Patreon page. Okay, so today what we're going to be doing is looking at the best cube case of 2019. And so I looked at a bunch of different ones, and so the other ones were about the same price, but the build quality wasn't as good, and the fans were actually not so good, so I would have had to replace the fans. And so this is what I decided on. It was the Thermaltake Core V21. It is not necessarily the newest case, but it is quality built, which I love, and it is super quiet. So let's take a look. So once we pull it out of the box, you have to get Okay, so let's take a look at this. So on the front of the case, actually, the emblem, actually, you can take it off. It's magnetized. And so that way you can turn the case any direction and have the emblem in the right way. On the top, big screen, lots of ventilation. That's one reason I like this. This side, there's also a screen. This one also detaches. On the bottom, oops, also a screen for the power supply, and that also pops off and you can clean that. On the back here, lots of space. So it is a micro ATX case, and so you're only going to be fitting a micro XT or a mini AX or a mini board in here for it to fit. And on the side we have a nice plastic window there, it feels like. And on the sides and on the top and there are these actually hand screws, so you don't actually need a screwdriver to take apart. Plastic, as you can see, a very nice window. And if you look inside, we have some directions and a whole bunch of more plates and screws and things like that. And let's actually just take off the top too to see how easy it is to put things in here. So on the top there's these two railings right here, and these just pop off. And so what these are, if you want to hold water coolings, actually there's more than two, there's four. And these just pop off, and so it'll be much easier to build the computer in there. And if you can't really see it here, let's open the front here. Okay, so the cover just pops off. There's just four little clips here that comes off. And then what you can do is, this is where all the buttons are and the USB ports. There's actually just one screw that holds this into place here, and then it just slides out, and then you can actually move it up here in case you want to move all your ports up to the top here. And you would just switch this around, and then you can add your ports and your on button here. For me, that's a better option. I don't really like it down there. My hand naturally goes to this area, so I'll move that. And then on the side here, we actually have three 2.5 hard drives. They're just a screw. I would have to say this is about the best case I've ever seen for ergonomics. So I really like that. So if you want to add in some extra 2.5 hard drives, you can add in 3 there. And then for your bigger hard drives, on this side we have the cages. There's 3 cages. They slide out like that. So what we'll do next is I will actually put this together. I'll put some PC components there. We'll see what happens. So far I like this a lot. So I think this is a very good buy if you're doing that. I just want to see how the 120 millimeter or 200 millimeter, excuse me, fan works. The reviews are very good. Basically what I'm looking for is a quiet PC or server. Basically this is going to be a server for me, and so I would recommend this. There were other cases. So this is the micro ATX one. There's also a mini ATX version of this case, which looks almost exactly the same, just a little smaller. There was only actually one other micro ATX or MATX case available that's the same size, and same price, but the reviews were not as good. So we'll put this together now, and then we'll go from there. After assembling this case, I would have to say this is the nicest case I've actually ever put together. Very intuitive, lots of cool features that even I didn't even notice the first time. So basically what can happen is every single panel can come off, and so everything is attached with different screws here, and I'm sure you're saying, hey, no big deal. Whoops. And I'm sure you're saying, hey, no big deal. But this case, not only can the side panels come off, the bottom can come off, so then you can change which way the computer is oriented. So you can have it go sideways. That's not necessarily the best way of looking at it, but you can put a different panel. So you can switch this. So then you can have the motherboard either upright like this, and you attach this panel to the back, or you can have the motherboard going flat. So it's actually very nice. So besides that, the other nice thing about the bottom opening up is then you have easy access to putting in the power supply and the hard drives. And I would have to say this is, like I said before, one of the easiest cases to work with I've ever had. And so some other things I showed in the beginning. So there's these water cooling panels to hold water coolers, or you could actually attach fans to them. And then they can also just fit any particular way. So any way that you want to have the case oriented, you can put your water coolers in on any side or at the top or at the bottom. Like I showed in the beginning, the front panel can come off. You can reorientate the sticker, and if you remember, so the buttons were down on the bottom side here, and I actually moved them to the top over here, which is easier for me. So let's just say I'm impressed. So this case is, again, like the best case I've ever worked with. It comes with a 200 millimeter fan, and you can attach another, I think it's 120 millimeter fan in the back. It is nearly silent. I didn't feel the need for doing that. Lots of ventilation because all the sides are basically big screens. There is a smaller size of this, and I'll leave links down below in the description for that too, in case you're interested in any of these. So that's it for today. Hope you liked this video. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if you want to read more about this case, I'll leave links for it in the description. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.